the Global Titan podcast. Today we have with us legendary Majekodunmi Adewale Olakunmi, who is a world-renowned artist, founder and CEO of Adewale Art Gallery and Adewale Art School. He has received numerous international and local awards and recognition and has been featured in various global and local interviews, as well as television programs and publications. A proud member of several international art societies, Majekodunmi is also an Africa Legendary Award recipient for his outstanding contributions as a visual artist with a grand vision to establish a world-class art gallery and art school. He continues to seek partnerships and financial support to bring this dream to life. Today we are honored to have legendary Majekodunmi Adewale Olakunmi, an internationally renowned Nigerian artist, live on the Global Titan podcast. First of all, welcome to our podcast, and we're glad you're here. All right, so let's start a conversation, shall we? So, can you start by introducing yourself, right, and sharing how your journey in art and teaching began?
Yeah, I'm legendary Majekodunmi Adewale Olakunmi. The journey started basically while I was much younger. I grew into art though, and I practiced art while I was a child growing up. And every moment I draw a lot. I make drawings of so many things. I've been able to produce many things with art. I love art, and I was growing in it, and I see God helping me. And that is the journey so far. In my secondary school back then, in a grammar school where I did my secondary school, we have a proprietor then. He encouraged us to do art, to do what we love to do. So by then, I was able to make a paintings and a drawings of several things that he saw and he loved them. And he asked us, all of us to make some drawing, and I did make another effort. So I think he gave me money then. The money was huge to me then, back then as a student. So the journey started when I now started seeing money coming, and there was a ministry called Messiah Arena in conjunction with my church, my local church where I attend now. They gave me there's a competition in my church back then, and I was able to put through. I became the overall winner in that competition, and I was given a plaque award and some cash award as well. So now I saw that, whoa, so there's money in this thing. So, and then, as a young boy, as I was then, I started pushing more energy and seeing myself doing well and wanting to do more. And my scholarship, all my education was on scholarship. They gave me scholarship to my church then, my local church. So all of my education was on scholarship. So, and I saw that they were able to do all of that because they saw the talent I had and the vision and the energy I was able to put through. And they were able to help me, and many funds start coming in, many help, many people, many support start coming in, and I was pushing up through in school, and I kept on moving. And I was able to shaping myself to become, I had the dream to become a world-class art gallery and world-class art school, to build all of that and to become a world artist back then. And the energy then was because I had the start and people encouraged me while I was much younger, and I was able to put through. And that's the energy you are seeing today, that God has been helping me to become a world artist. And yeah.
I mean, just to focus on something you mentioned, like with every field, a niche field in particular, like arts or sports, there's always a question in anybody's mind who might elect to go in these fields, is whether there is money to just sustain your life or make a living with such fields, right? And I saw how art actually very early in your life made you realize, yeah, there's money in this and you can make a living out of this, right? Not just a passion, but a passion that can also be made into a living. So let's digress a little bit. What inspired you to establish the Adewale Art Gallery and Adewale Art School? It seems a very huge ambitional aspect, right? This is a huge, big ambition, especially in Nigeria, where, as you mentioned, art isn't a very mainstream, right? So how did you come up with such a big ambition of establishing an art gallery and an art school at the same time?
Well, I had a vision to own an art gallery when I saw the energy I have for art. Back then in my secondary school, the primary school, it wasn't so sure then. I wasn't so much about it. But I was growing up, I got to secondary school, I saw that the talent was there naturally. natural talent was there. And by God's grace, I have friends. I have good friends, so many friends, as a boy. I'm a church boy. I'm a campus boy. In while I was secondary school, I was a college boy. In my department in the secondary school, we have what we call prayer department in the school fellowship. So I made some drawing at the time. So and one of our coordinator for the prayer section asked me that, why are you making a lot of drawings? Why art? And I told him straight. I said, I want to have an art gallery and I want to have an art school. He said, how possible could that be? You do that, I don't even finish secondary school. I said, I love seeing artwork all around, and I know many people have talent for art. They need to be guided and be brushed up and be taught what and what to be done and what to do. And as it were, I was able to pull up this. It wasn't easy, I must tell you. Like I was in Yabatech, just in Yabatech in Lagos, Nigeria for some time. For a couple of years, I wasn't given an admission. I was just there struggling to go to school. I was sleeping on the couch, on the floor, on the plaque, just sleeping on the staircase. I wasn't admitted. So, back then we have Mr. Akredolu of the head of department, then HOD of that department. He will give me little stipend with them to draw WAEC building, give me a lot of assignments. All of that I kept on doing. And my parents were never in support because one, I wasn't given an admission. The energy was strong and was hot, like fire in my bones. You know what I mean? So I kept on pushing, I kept on pushing. So one of the lecturer from Lagos, from the school I graduated, eventually graduated from Lagos State Polytechnic back then, now Lagos State Science and Technology, came to my school then and the man said, "Oh wow, are you an artist?" I said, "Yes, I'm an art student," but I wasn't given an admission. He said, "You pull up this drawing." I said, "Yes."
All right. So we've been talking about how, generally speaking, how you came into the inspiration and realization that art is not just something that is a passion of yours, but you saw how it could be made into a career, right? But from choosing art as a career and then pushing forward towards creating an art gallery and an art school, that's a big, huge step. That's a lot of. It's very ambitious, if you make me say so. So, why were you inspired to take such an ambitious leap from just being a very successful artist to someone who wanted to nurture the next generation of artists as well as create an art gallery?
Yeah, all of this came as a result of my passion to impart. I discovered
Mm-hmm.
that because, yeah, my passion to impart, to pass on, to teach others what I know, to help other people to make them become better version of themselves or better version of me at a younger age. What I had, or the exposure and the awards, recognition, what have you, the achievement I've had so far in art or that I've not gotten so far, I want the younger generation to have what I had in 10 years in 1 month, to have what I had in 10 years in 1 year, to have what I had in 10 years in one 6 months or 4 months. So that is the whole essence of becoming the CEO of a gallery and the CEO of Adewale Gallery. And I want to help and impart the next generation with the right tools in the art industry all over the world. And the whole essence is not just to have the title name or CEO, founder, Adewale Gallery, Adewale School. No, it's basically to impart them, to raise next generation in the line of art, in the visual art industry. We have people that are very, very talented in art, but they are not guided. We have people that are very have this talent, but they are not schooled. We have people that are very, very talented, but they are not nurtured, they are not pruned, they are not advised. They didn't get the right advice. I got the right advice when I was much younger. My lecturer, my teacher, my paddy, my friend, I call him my uncle, my daddy. His name is Ambassador Olushola Afolabi Olumuyiwa. He taught me a whole lot of things. He brought me into what I am today. So if I was not guided by him while I was in secondary school, I just left secondary school, I may not have become what I am today. So apparently there are so many people that are so good, so talented, well informed, and they are not guided and nurtured in this art when they were younger. And they grow up to become what they are. And they are still saying, no, I have the talent when I was much younger as an artist, but nobody to guide me. No one was there to teach me. No one was there to help me, encourage me, support me here and there, financially or morally. Like, for example, I mentioned earlier, I got a scholarship in my art career, and I was able to do well. Yeah, in my art career, and the art scholarship helped me to become a whole lot of things. Even in school, my materials, they were expensive. My school, sure, my allowance, maintenance of my academic pursuit and career, all of that. No, all of those things. What if the funds were not there? What if nobody was ready to help me? I will not be able to become what I am today. I'll just be, oh, I want to be an artist. I have the talent, but nobody to help me. If I have a lot
Mm-hmm.
of funds, if I have a lot of support, if I have a lot of partners, I will do a whole lot for many people in the world for the art as a career, as an entity. At the world now, I'm looking for partners, sponsors, supporters, financially, morally, partners, just to make the vision for the art school, world-class art gallery and world-class art school a reality. What if I have support now? It will be a reality in the real picture. So those are the things that I'm bothered about.
I mean, it's very heartening to see that, the struggles you faced when there was no infrastructure, no support, when you entered as an artist, right? And you don't want future artists from Nigeria, very talented artists, to go through that struggle.
No,
Of,
no, no, not at all. I don't want it. No, it was so tough. At the
mm-hmm,
time, sir, at the time, I was selling bread in a
mm-hmm,
train,
mm-hmm,
train station. I was selling bread and biscuit, akara in a train. I was selling puff puff. I've done bricklayer, engineer, bricklayer, house builder before I can survive. I hawk bread, I hawk shampoo, I hawk kerosene, I hawk petrol, groundnut oil, I hawk what's it called, watermelon. Nothing I forgot.
mm-hmm.
There are a lot of things just to survive. The journey so for me it wasn't easy, but people were there helping me here and there to on the when the whole journey became more smoother and more relieving was when I had the scholarship. When I had the scholarship to study art, it become much more easier. That was less bother, less concern. All I had to do was be dreaming on, keep dreaming and keep working and keep pushing. Keep in a lot of awards start coming in. When I got my world award in 2020 during lockdown in India as a world artist, that when I got my first world award in India as a world artist in India, it was like a dream. And as a result of my consistent struggle here and there, you understand? So, and after I've done many international world award, world exhibition, world recognition. So if the church, the New Covenant Baptist Church, Agege Diocese, my local church, who supported me, who gave me scholarship, and some good people that helped me here and there, were supporting me here and there, I will not be where I am today. There will not be legendary Majekodunmi Adewale Olakunmi. One, two, there will not be world artist legendary Majekodunmi Adewale Olakunmi. Then third, there will not be founder and CEO Adewale Art Gallery Adewale School anywhere. Nothing like that will happen. For example, let me shock you. What we are using right now for the art school, somebody gave it to me for free. For free. Like a father that knows my struggle gave me his spot in his house for free. For free. As I'm speaking with you right now, we are still using that spot for free. We needed accommodation. We needed a whole lot of things to make this thing a reality. So if support comes, if funding comes, we need a building of our own. We need many infrastructure of our own. We need many things of our own. Many things support needs to come in to make all of these visions a reality.
I mean, that's terrific that, like, what you have done, what you have achieved, and the circumstances that you have done that so in basically. And so let's move forward a little bit. So while I was going over your profile, one thing that stood out to me is that along with your role, artistic work, right? How do you reconcile that, or how do you combine that with the role your role as a teacher in a religious school? Are there any synergies between that, or let's talk about that a little bit.
I had passion for teaching in the first place. I had
Mm-hmm.
passion for teaching. I was teaching. I've taught in some about 4 or 5 different schools before I am on my own now. I'm presently I don't work for any school. I work on my own. I own a art gallery, like you know. I own an art school, like you know. So I work there. I work the art school and the art gallery. I don't work for anybody. So and I have a PhD in education as a teacher, and I have TLC and Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria as a chartered teacher and as a chartered a professional artist. So I blend both together. So I have my operating support for my education that I had in teaching. So I run the art school and I run that guy because I was able to balance both. Because naturally I enjoy teaching, I enjoy talking, I enjoy imparting, I enjoy communicating, and I enjoy talking, I enjoy helping people. I enjoy letting people know what I know. I enjoy giving people what I have or what I had. I enjoy sharing my experience of what have happened to me in the past that could motivate someone to become better version of himself or herself, whatever age, whatever gender. So, and my struggle in life so far has been a spotlight to encourage many people. That's why you notice in my CV that you said that before we had the interview, there are a lot of things that has happened in my journey of life to become what I am today. So the journey wasn't so easy. It was tough, but God made it easy. And that is what Jesus can do for you. I gave my life to Christ when I was much younger, and Jesus was shaping my life, even though it wasn't easy. Yeah, I must say, yeah. It wasn't easy. It was very tough, rising, falling, struggling as a Christian believer, But people around me can start mentioning names. There are so many people that were there to raise my hand up, guide me, sit me down, counsel me, pray for me, encourage me in prayer in so many ways. And I was standing, and now I'm still standing to the glory of God. And
I
that's the
mean,
more reason why I came back.
I mean, it's terrific to realize how the spiritual aspects of your religion have brought you a lot of inspiration to you as an artist, right? And you're just pushing that
Yeah.
forward now as well through your teaching and through your art gallery and your art school. So basically, let's move towards a question related to art now, right? Because and most people who are watching this program are not familiar with art to a level that you are familiar with it. So many people describe art as a reflection of the soul or art that reflects someone's inner self, right? When you draw something, it's reflection of what you are inside, or basically, right? How would you describe that, or what would art mean to you as personally? Does it describe what you feel inside, or would you describe art to be?
Yeah, art is a reflection of my soul. Art is a reflection of my spirit. Art is a reflection of my person. Art is a reflection of my being. Art is a reflection of my
Reflection, it's just a reflection of how you see art to be, and that's something that I think most people would want to understand, where does art come to you from?
yeah.
So let's talk about some of the major themes or messages that your art explores. We talked about how it's a reflection of your soul, but what does it represent? What does your art show to the world?
Yeah, my heart portray my religion, my relationship with Jesus. I'm a born again Christian to the glory of God. I'm a child of God. I'm a spirit-filled child of God. Um, I I I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I represent Christ everywhere I go. And my heart work does represent that as well. So my art teaches moral, teaches values, good moral, conventional value moral system accepted anywhere in the world. Conventional moral standard accepted anywhere, all over the world. Moral accepted everywhere around the world. Value system accepted anywhere in the world, and teaches good it teaches good orientation of human race, the race of human, being normal, being good, being kind, friendly, being loving, being kind to everybody, not only you say because you are a Christian, then you be good to Christian. Excuse me, Jesus came, died for both Muslim, Christian, pagans, Hinduism, just name it. To win a soul to somebody, or to same use your heart, are you able to convince someone to come to Christ, or this same your heart, because your heart should be all encompassing. Not because you are not a Christian, so you don't have Muslim as friends, then you are not a Christian. But there's a way your heart, your life will reflect Christ, that your life will draw many to Jesus, even
Mm-hmm.
without you preaching, even without you doing so much, by you doing your art in a Christian way, by you living this man, this boy, this girl, this lady, she is a Christian, he is a Christian. I want to be like him. I want to be like her. That is what art teaches, and that is what Christ teaches. Your life should reflect the life of Christ, and your heart should reflect the life of Christ.
I mean, it's
So
it's
That's
beautiful.
my take on that.
I mean, it's beautiful to see how art is a reflection of your virtues, of your religion, and it's an expression that helps propagate that message to anyone who sees your art, right? And let's try to shift towards a little bit back towards your art school, right? And try to talk a little bit more about what sort of training programs or do students receive at your school, and what sort of support they receive at your art school.
Yeah, in the art school, we teach drawings, paintings, and theory of art. And all of these things that we teach our children, our students, we don't forget the standing factor, which is God, Jesus. In the course of our teaching, because I'm a Christian and I'd like to reflect, I'll make sure that is reflected in the course of our activity in the art school. Same way it does reflect in our art gallery. So because we're a Christian, there are some things we don't do as a Christian in the art gallery. There are some we don't paint some nude picture like that are not healthy for younger children or younger people. We don't teach some, we don't make some paintings of something. We don't listen to some kind of music. No, there are some ways of Christian lives their lives. Don't do some things that even though we live in the world that is all circulated with all kind of music, all genres of music, but same way we still try to represent Christ Jesus, whom we know. But no matter where we find ourselves, we should try to be like Christ and no matter reflect Christ in whom we believe as a follower of person we said we are representing. That's the person of Jesus Christ. But I'm not bringing art in Jesus into the art school and turn into what do you call it now, a fellowship. No, teaching is different. Purely school is pure school, art school. We don't teach math, we don't teach English, we don't teach biology, we don't teach chemistry, we don't teach any other subject other than drawing, painting, and theory of art. Those three are the major we focus on. But in the midst of all of those things, we still have our moral values that are more like Christian nature, value, purpose driven life that reflected life of Christ everywhere, anywhere, anytime.
I
That's
mean, that's beautiful and that's terrific, and how you teach and your teaching philosophy regarding arts, and what you believe art to be. So, not every artist is the same, not every individual is very talented, right? And when you're teaching in your school, how do you identify and nurture those talents which are really, really good, like the young artists that you see as the next legendary Majekodunmi Adewale Olakunmi? How do you identify those people and nurture them?
Yeah, yeah. In the course of my teaching art, I've been to teaching since back then. Apparently, since year 2000, I've been to teaching. Yeah, 2000. Yeah, 2000. Yeah, I left secondary school year 2002, 2003 thereabout. But before then, I've been to teaching. So I've been well at least little or much experience of teaching. So my exposure of nurturing and guiding and training and bringing together artist students that I've seen is discovering the I start making a drawing, making a painting, making a some things out of I try to move forward your name and I got the church together. I don't even know. Like I have a friend back then in secondary school. His name is Rafiu. This guy is an artist. I'm also an artist. We're in the art class, rather. So, but before then, he makes drawing a lot. He makes a lot of drawings. He make a lot of cartoons, and all those strikers, and a lot of things. I wasn't doing all of that, but I just make my own little way the way I could. But he draws more than I do, you know. But along the line, he still does that, but not in the same measure with me. You can see the difference I'm talking about now. So the energy is different. It could be striking so hot at the initial time. If nobody brushes you up in the growing stage, then you pull it off at the time. That ends it there. But if somebody help you like me now that I'm just looking for help here and there, anyone that could just come in to support partners financially, whichever way, just make my dream to build a world-class art gallery and world-class art school a reality. The same energy I'm having now, some people don't have it. Some people have it, but on different forms. Some are on their different career, So, you understand? So that the energy is drifted, is not in the same measure. So I see any child that is drawing, I just try to pull in by helping the child, grow him or her, talk to the parent. Oh, can you not have this child? Can I have this, your daughter, your girl, your boy? Let him be coming to my house too. I can be coming to your house to teach him or her. I want him to grow up, become a better artist. Or, he doesn't draw better. Hey, draw better. I have many of them like that, friends or parents. So we interact. And I just try and make sure I help that child to become better version of himself or herself.
Let's move on to some of the highlights from your career then, shall we? So
Yeah,
what
right.
were
Go
the
on.
moments that stood out the most in your career so far? The moments that you remember and feel were really good, and you remember them.
Yeah, the moment my career is let's honor, let's celebrate the good wins, these little wins. I will celebrate the
Mhm.
good wins. So from these good wins to the higher wins. You know what I mean,
I
man?
think there's
So
never
the
better
little,
wisdom than that.
what do you say?
I said
I didn't get that,
there
sir.
isn't a better wisdom than that, because in every field, anyone goes into, you need to celebrate the small wins. Big wins come rarely, so you need to focus on the small
Yeah,
wins.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah, yes, sir. So yeah, this little win. Oh, I say this a lot. I say this a lot, and the striking moment I sold one of my artwork. The first time I ever sold my paintings, I sold it like 200 naira. And 200 naira is like less than $1. It's 200 naira or 2,000, 200 naira, 200 naira is less than $1, of course, $1 now in Nigeria is 1,520, and 200 naira is, you can imagine. So back then, I was so happy. I was dancing everywhere. I was so happy and so joyous. Somebody came to me and said, "Why are you happy this much?" And I said, "My painting, is that much?" He just smile and he almost slapped me. I just pushed me aside. Look at this poor boy. So that I thought 200 and he's this much happy. So I was so excited. And since then, the energy to always put more. You look at my house, see my painting, see my drawing. I'm selling it. We look back, do you have money to buy? I don't have money. Okay, go away. I'm not selling to those that doesn't have money. I want to sell those that are rich. And that is one striking moment. I can't forget this also.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's important to understand, like, just to give some context to what you mentioned. In everything, that first dollar, that first naira, that first rupee, right? All of that, regardless of how much that
yeah,
individual
yeah,
money values it,
yeah,
that first dollar, rupee, or naira you make, that's unforgettable, because it tells you what you're doing is viable. That can make money
yeah,
for you. That can
yeah,
make, you can actually pursue a living with that field. It's a very beautiful moment that you just shared with us. And it's, I think, everybody would appreciate, because these are the ways, like any field, whether it's art, whether it's any career that you want to pursue, a job, becoming a doctor, what have you, the first dollar, for the first rupee that you make, celebrating the small wins, that is the key to success in anything. So
yeah,
let's talk about some of the challenges that you might be facing promoting art education, because if I talk about my side, right, art is something considered subsidiary, right? You can do it, but that's not a career, right? So and that's the sort of culture where I am, and that's the sort of culture there is in regards to art. So in your case, are you facing such cultural barriers that the parents of the children might say, yeah, you can do it on the side, but that's not a career you're pursuing, right? Something like that. What are the challenges you're facing promoting art in Nigeria?
yeah. But yeah. Nigerian art is fantastic. I do say that everywhere, anywhere, anytime, any day. Some people say there's no money in art. People are not buying artwork in Nigeria like they do in the European nations, or Western countries. Well, I've not traveled to Western countries. I've not stayed in Western world, in a Western country like Europe, Asia. I've not lived there. I've not traveled there either. The only flight I was able to make was when I traveled to Abuja by air to collect my African Legendary Award in Abuja. Abuja is the capital of Nigeria. That was the only time I had went to fly. So, my exposure to art in general, art is great. And the money is in art is cool. We believe in good money in art. Art money is cool, it's soft, and it's neat, and it's sweet. Yes, I say that because I've sold work before in my life that I don't expect I could have that kind of money in art to buy in work. Someone buying my work and so much money, I can never forget it. So now, the nature of art and people in Nigeria, the way they buy art or the way they relate with art, if there's no need for it or something so serious, they don't want to pay for it. But if you have connection, people that love art, they'll still patronize you. If you have friends of friends, they'll still patronize you. But when you have exposure, like some of people or some people like us have, you know, so when they want to buy, they buy because they know you or because somebody refer you to them or because they like your work, they want to buy. Something must push them to patronize you. So ordinarily, you are encouraged by you just have to encourage yourself. This has happened to me over and over and over again. I encourage myself a lot. Many a times, okay, for example, now I open up a lot. I don't tell lies. People that know me for that. I am a very blunt person. If I don't have, I say I don't have. I can ask you for money. I can ask anybody for money. But something happened to me recently, which I just want to talk about. By selling an artwork in Nigeria today, people are still looking for what to eat. People are still looking for what to pay school fees. People are still looking for how to maintain daily living. The monthly allowance is short. Maintenance of the family is low. Allowance are not coming. Salary are not being paid. And here I am, me, I'm the owner of art gallery and an art school. I'm owning an art school and I'm also managing an art gallery. I want parents to bring their children to my art school. I want them to buy an art for me. And I'm an artist. I don't do any other job other than art venture or art enterprise. So how do we survive? How do we survive?
I mean,
The little we
it's
show, we make
absolutely.
money. I have other things I do. I do only the art school that survived me and the art
Mhm.
gallery that survived me. You understand? So if I was not, if I was not having people around me that truly love me or genuinely love me, that make sure that I survive and I grow, and I pull out of art long ago. You know what I mean? But there will not be money to survive, no money to eat, no money to buy my, no money to take care of yourself, no money to do many things. Then you say you're an artist. How do you feed? Who will feed you?
Mhm.
Who will feed you? Who will clothe you? How do you get clothing? How do you get feedings? How do you sustain? I
Mhm.
mean, married, I have my wife, I have a family. How do you manage? The money is not there. The little money that comes, just try to manage, you know. Because I have the strong belief and a strong will. That's what kept me moving. And that's why I receive award recognition here and there. And my resilience, you know. I believe it will happen someday. The world class art gallery, the world class art school will happen someday.
Some
It's
things
my
are
vision.
worth
It's my dream. It
something.
was tough. Getting here, it
Something.
was tough. Yeah.
Mhm. I totally agree. Some things are worth pursuing, even if there's, not a lot of lucrative monetary opportunities attached to them. And you actually proved that correctly. Like, you're a role model to actually monetizing and actually becoming successful in the field of art for everyone in Nigeria. And that was through the hard work that you put into your dream. So let's talk a little bit about modern art, right? We're seeing new forms of expression like photographs, social media, sculpting, that sort of stuff. How do you reconcile, or how do you believe that traditional art techniques can be improved using these modern forms of expression?
Yeah, traditional art can be improved in the modern art because AI is everywhere, you know, AI art is everywhere. But for me, there's things I can do that AI cannot do. There are a lot of things that artists can do that AI cannot do. AI does not know your mind. It's what you put into AI that AI project out. Am I correct? Yeah. AI doesn't know your mind. Your intellectual strength of an artist is what he has as a sole artist. It's what I've been programmed into high AI all over internet, whatever, that AI
I
put
agree.
together and give you as a sample result. You have done something wrong or something right. You can't question AI that, yeah, you have done it, so yeah, come meet me in court tomorrow, you know. Am I right? But the same way, we cannot push out AI, modern art. We cannot push out traditional art, drawing, painting, sketching, ceramic, sculpture, all of that. They are all encompassing. Like I mentioned in the previous interview I had with another media houses, or a couple of early this year or last, and the little last year. We can't in heart. We cannot rule out modern heart because AI cannot think on its own that okay, it is what have been put in the global world that AI projects out. I think that is what I understand so far. So the real art is in the real human. The real art is in the real human. AI can bring a picture of someone that look like someone, design like someone. AI is able to do that because that person actually exists. Yeah, that person
I
actually
agree.
exists. If that person wasn't existing, AI cannot generate something that does not exist. You only look for something that looks like somebody and bring somebody to play. That means somebody there was no original. They can't be fake when there is no
Mhm.
original. So the real art itself is the real original, and the AI is more like I don't want to say fake. You know what I mean?
AI just copies and mixes and matches
Speak on,
original
sir.
content and create original content, as you
Yeah.
said.
Okay. Now, yeah. Like yes, like now, I make a sketch of
Hmm.
a village scene in Africa. For example, I
Hmm.
want to make a sketch of a village in Africa. AI will only produce a village scene in Africa because there's something that look like it's somewhere.
Hmm.
Do you get it? Yes, if it has not been in existence, AI cannot generate it. If AI was to do things, it would do things because some of those things will exist somewhere. And you can't, no matter how globalized the world is being evolving to, AI will remain AI. Modern and traditional art will remain modern and yeah,
Definitely, definitely.
yeah.
So
You can't, they're not
let's talk
together.
about let's talk project that holds deep meaning to you, and what's the story behind that particular piece, if you can share that today.
Yeah, I've sent some pictures of your works here. Do you see that? Some of my
Hmm.
paintings. I sent some pictures. Do you see that?
I see them in the background. Yeah.
Okay. So all of those paintings were paintings that had in my gallery. I mean, the gallery, right? I have sent them on to my gallery. When you have the building, a pencil drawing of people building house, do you see that?
Hmm.
Did you see a building
Yeah.
where they are building house and an umbrella, someone standing beside it? Do you see that?
I only see the images behind you,
Okay, that's
legend.
fine. So I have we don't have a building of our own. Right now, I live in a rented apartment. I'm paying rent.
Hmm.
So I envision one day I will have a building, world class art gallery, world class art school. That's when I produce that drawing. Is there, just there.
And
So the building
it's
exists.
really
There's a
beautiful.
live drawing
Like
somewhere.
the images.
What do you say?
Hmm. I was saying the images that I see behind you
So
are very, very beautiful, and
uh,
I can
so that's the
imagine how
drawing. It's for sale. If you
beautiful
want to
the
buy,
main pieces across the
if you want
gallery
to
would
buy,
be.
they're for sale. If you want to buy, let me know. I'll send them to you. They're for sale. I want to sell
Definitely.
all those paintings you see there.
Give me your social media links. I'll share them in the video below, so anyone in our audience can reach out to you and basically
Yeah.
buy art pieces.
Majekodunmi, Majekodunmi Adewale Olakunmi. That's Facebook. Majekodunmi Adewale
We'll
Olakunmi.
link them in the description below, so people can go and click on them when they. Let's wrap up today, and um, talk about looking into the future. What are your goals for Adewale Art Gallery and Adewale Art School? And what message would you leave the listeners with about the power of art and faith in transforming lives?
Looking forward for Adewale Art Gallery and Adewale School. I look forward to having to make world accessible to every artist all around the world. Yeah, a common ground, a common place, a unified place where all artists all around the world can meet and talk. It's not like, ah, you're from Asia, you're artists from Africa, you're artists from Europe, you're artists from. We are all artists, we are one. Let us all come
That's a beautiful
together as
message.
one, a universal art, a universal language as an artist. You are an artist, I'm an artist. We have common goal, we have common value, we have common skill. You are creative, I'm creative. So let's bring our creativity to form one arm, which is what? A world-class art gallery, a world-class. So the
That's a
environment
beautiful
I have for
message.
everybody, yeah,
Mhm.
thank you, sir. So
That's a beautiful message to close our conversation on. It was terrific having you, legendary Majekodunmi Adewale Olakunmi. Please check out the links in the description. And with that, we're going to wrap up this episode of the Global Titan podcast and see you in the next one.